shut down synagogue. Evelyn, TB Joshua's widow, lamented. On Saturday, June 5, 2021, Pastor Temitope Balogun Joshua, the founder of Synagogue Church of All Nations, SCOAN, and one of the Africa's most popular televangelists, betrayed his last, and the news came as a rude shock to millions of his followers across the globe. The notable spiritual leader, fondly called CB Joshua, was said to have walked out of a Saturday night service while preaching to take a little rest but did not return to continue. 5 months after the demise of the man in synagogue, things have not remained the same as a leadership tussle erupted between his a wide top aides and immediate family. Information reaching News Direct has reported to The Sun reveals that some top prophets of the church had expected that the mantle of leadership would be handed over to Prophet Racine Bosso, a Senegalese and deputy to the late TB Joshua. Bosso, alongside Prophet Joseph David from Nigeria and Christopher Dennis Tong from the United Kingdom, mostly stood in for TB Joshua on days he was not available. These powerful and influential aides had allegedly staged a spiritual coup, deltas, and temporarily seized power, making themselves heirs to the estate of the renowned prophet against the legitimate interests of his widow, Evelyn, and her 3 children, Sarah, Promise, and Heart. While in the saddle, a series of allegations were made against the top aides, chiefly the prayer mountain of the church at Agodo, a bear designed only for prayers, was said to have been gradually turned into a haven for worldly lifestyle, a thing that was not in practice when TB Joshua was alive. The aides were also alleged to have taken over the church strong room and looted the vat with reckless abandon. Also, none of TB Joshua's family members was privy to all monies collected from partners all over the world during and after his burial. The aides were equally alleged to have opened another global network account without the church or Joshua's family's knowledge. However, in a sudden twist of fate, the succession tussle was laid to rest as the headship of the vast ministry had been legally thrust on the widow following the ruling of Justice Tijani Regime of the Federal High Court, Lagos, that ordered her appointment as a tussle or trustee of the church in line with its constitution, which prescribed as minimum of 3 trustees for the church. Evelyn has now taken over the reins of affairs as con. But then it appears the court's judgment did not go down well with some people, as it ignited a crisis of confidence currently rocking the church. Ms. Joshua, however, made it known that Sunday, that there was neither crisis nor leadership vacuum in the church. Speaking through Barrister James Akibe, the church head of legal department, she said, "There is no leadership crisis in church. SCOAN is a registered association with a board of trustees, and every association is administered through its board of trustees. The church board of trustees, in its own wisdom, chose me as the new leader of the church. There is no dispute regarding the leadership of the ministry, and that has been settled." According to her, the church is obviously going through a new phase of experience in its life, which warranted its prolonged shutdown that has not been pleasant to some members. Joshua also reacted to an allegation that about 17 foreign prophets and evangelists of the church were initially detained and later deported to their countries of origin on her instruction. Those affected include Aneti Esting, United Kingdom, Catherine Ann, United Kingdom, Ruth Christina Tong, United Kingdom; Christopher Dennis Tong, United Kingdom; Sheguali, South Africa; Cindy Elizabeth Wadjija, Indonesia; Elizabeth Botuna, Greece; Angelique Inyinawintawari, Holland; and Angela Patricia Quintero, Colombia. There was no basis for that to say that the church instigated the deportation of foreigners in very unfortunate. In fact, we are highly disappointed in a certain media platform that reported that falsehood. It is a blatant lie against the church and even against the Federal Ministry of Interior, under whose purview the issue of immigration falls. The purveyor of this falsehood didn't even consider the diplomatic implication of such falsehoods. It defies logic that some British citizen would be detained and later deported from Nigeria without the knowledge of the British High Commission. There are standard procedures of deporting any foreign citizen, and the church as a body doesn't have any power of such, she stated. Nevertheless, the widow noted that since her husband's death, the behavior of some disciples, allegedly led by two Britons and two Nigerians, had become a matter of serious concern to the leadership of the church. This, she said, led to the elders and the new Board of Trustees to call for a comprehensive audit of the church finance, save for some critical assets not yet manipulated. While this was going on, some of the disciples have been asked to proceed on vacation, at least in the interim, for proper management and maintenance of discipline. I mean, some of the disciples are afraid they might lose their jobs whenever the church completes its reorganization and ready to recommence service. This fear has reportedly led to a campaign of calumny targeted at the person of Evelyn Joshua and other church elders. A veteran journalist and top members of the church who pleaded anonymity told the reporters she was completely put in the dark of all activities. These once powerful aides constituted themselves into an apex council and established a governing council for the church in which all positions are shared within themselves, with no members of T.B. Joshua's family or any church members on board. But the unholy alliance have pushed the woman to rise up to the challenge of preserving and strengthening the good legacy left behind by her husband. This whole church saga, when is it going to end? I just can't believe how these people are turning church into a business market. This whole thing is really getting out of hand. I can't believe this. How can they be so unloyal to their late master? Because they were working for TB Joshua, and after his demise they started behaving like devils themselves. This is so and it's so crazy. Let me put it that way. Well, you can go to the comment section and share your take on this article. Thanks for listening.